In our previous videos, we learned about variables, data types, strings, string functions, list functions, tuples, and its functions, set and its functions, and finally dictionaries along with its functions, right? So far, every program we have written has behaved in exactly the same way. No matter who runs the program, it follows the same sequence of instructions. For example, if I were to building a it will be printed in the same order in which I have written this, as you can see. It's not putting like it's not printing develop first, then learning by second, and then open third, or in any other way. It's putting it in the way in which I have given it, right? So this program always prints two lines. It doesn't think, it doesn't make decision. But let me ask you something, right? Suppose you're creating a login system. Should every person be allowed to log in? No. Only users with the correct password should enter, right? So suppose you're building a voting application, right? Should everyone be allowed to vote? That's not the rule. The people who are 18 years or older are allowed to vote, right? Or suppose you are creating a game. Should every player win? Of course not. Sometimes the player wins, sometimes the player loses, right? So this means our program must be able to make decisions, right? And that's exactly where we have learned today using if, else, and if. So let's forget programming for 1 minute. Think about our daily lives, right? Every day we make hundreds of decisions, like if it's raining, I will take an umbrella. Otherwise, if I want to get wet in the rain, I will take an umbrella, right? If I am hungry, I will eat food, or I will not eat fish because I want to make a fast snack. I would like to continue working. If my exams are above 90, right, I will celebrate. Otherwise, I need to work hard. So, if you notice something, every decision follows the same pattern. There is a condition, right? If the condition is true, one action happens, or if the condition is false, another action happens, right? So, programming follows exactly the same logic, right? Now, before starting with if, else, and then, let me make you go through with some of the mathematical symbols. Like this is called, this symbol is called greater than, opposite to that symbol is 7, this symbol is called greater than equals to, less than equals to. Now, in programming, double equals to, this means so you need to put this sign 2 times to say the computer that this sign means equals to, right? I got single equals to sign, right? Because it indicates assignment operator, right? Next thing I'm going to say to you about conditions, right? If day-to-day lives, you know something about must have and can, right? Must be a student in order to study, right? You must be a boy, so that your name could be Raj. You must eat protein for your body to grow, right? So you see that these two conditions depend on each other, right? If one is false, other won't work, and if other is false, the first one will work, right? So we use and to specify that these conditions should be true. Like for suppose, how do we check a whole number, right? So what is the condition for a whole number? Zero, zero, and number should so, condition for a whole number that the number should be zero or above, right? So in this case, or is used, right? Why or? Because for the number to be whole, it can be zero or it can be above zero, right? Both can work. If the number is negative, both conditions will hold. If the number is greater than zero, suppose one, it's a whole number, right? Correct. If the number is zero, it's a whole number, right? Correct. But if the number is negative, right, it's not a whole number. So basically, and means right. And if your age is 80, if seems that means the person being 80 and a man is compulsory. If in second condition, if the woman is 24, if the person is 24 and she is a woman, then only she can vote. In the third condition, the person can be a man or can be a woman. They are allowed to vote. Right. So this is the difference between and or. Right. Now let's start with feathers. So let's take a very simple in verse 20. Let's put the if condition. If age is greater than or equals to 80, then semicolon, remember to syntax. Then center, basically, this if statement is checking is the age greater than 18? And if it's 18, then only it will move here and print 18. Then I can vote. Now remember to put a tab over here. Why? Because a tab space after an if indicates that this portion is inside the if block, right? If you put print the statement over here, that means that this portion is not inside the if block, it's a part of the program. It would go with the flow of the program, right? But if we put a tab in here, then it would indicate that this question, this print statement is inside the if block. If and only the condition is true, then only it will do a print. You can go right. This program. It's printing. You can vote. Why? Because my age is 20 and it's greater than 18, right? Now suppose if I put here age as 5, now let's run it. Does it print something? No. Why? Because this print statement is inside the if block and this if block becomes false. Why? Because my age is 5 and it's not greater than 80. Right? Now if I don't put the tab over here, if I run this, see, it's showing me an error that an identity block of the if statement, right? There should be an identification after the if block. Right? If block cannot be left. And now it's then notice that yeah, if a person is above 18, he or she can vote. But what if the person is not above 18? There should be a proper message for that. So here comes the else. Same with else, we need to put tab after else and write the print statement over there to indicate that this line is inside the else block. So my age is 5, so you to pause your video for a second and guess what should get printed over here. Let's run the code and see. Yeah, you cannot vote is getting printed because my age is 5 and I cannot vote at this age. Right. So basically, this small program teaches us a lot of things, right? So age equals 20. It's assigning a variable age and its value is 20. Now move to the if block. It says if age is greater than or equals to 18. This is called the condition, right? Python asks is age greater than or equal to 18? Answer is yes. So Python executes the next line. That is, it points to the print statement. Right. Now suppose now let's move to the false condition, right? False if the condition is false is it would print nothing if the else block is not present, right? But what if the else block is present, right? So it would print that you cannot vote, right? Now there is one big mistake that beginners make is they don't do the identification block, right? And if I showed you earlier that when you don't put an indentation, it will show an indentation error. Since over here, right? So Python uses indentation instead of curly braces like Java or C, right? So the spaces before the line tells the Python which statements belong to the if block. Now, so far we have quickly told Python what to do if the condition is true, right? Here, over here. Now, after this, the main thing happens that what if the condition is false? So we use the else block over there, right? So the else block, if you notice that the else block does not have any condition, it simply means that if none of the previous conditions were true, then you have to do this instead, right? Now let's point another example. Then instead of age, there be right entity it's the right. So if is greater than or equals to 40, then only student can pass or a student will fail. Right. So if I wanted to pause your video and think of explain this program to yourselves, right? It's the same program which I've done with age. Now I will teach you about how you can reverse this program, or you can what logic you can apply that the else part will print student has passed and if part will print that the student has failed. So instead of greater than use this side. If marks is less than or equal to 40, it would print student has failed and if the mark or else the student has fast, right? So we have reversed the rules of if and else, right? So I wanted you to show that if and else does not mean that if will only print the positive part of the program and else will print the negative part of the condition. Can do anything with if and else, right? Now suppose there is we are only using one condition. What if there are multiple conditions, right? Like five conditions, six conditions for an instance, think about school grades, right? Suppose your school has grades like above, if it's above 90, then the student gets A grade, or if it's above 80, the student gets B grade. If it's above 70, the student gets C grade. Above 60, then D. Below 60, then fail, right? So can we do this using if and else? I cannot efficiently. So there is that's where the elif comes over here, right? See, let's go to first condition with this is greater than second is smaller b greater, right? Instead of else over here, as we do know that else does not include conditions, right? It's the default case. Like if none of the options are correct, then what will happen? So we will use elif over here, right? And in elif, you can put conditions. If then the student has got a B grade, right? Now use another elif. See, in elif also indentations are important, right? Just make it example. Colon then student has got a C grade, right? Similar with children grade, right? If marks is greater than equals to 60, there is a mistake over here. Greater than 80 means till 80 to 100 and greater than 90 is A. So what will the program print? Definitely show an error. So that's where this and condition comes in, right? So when you write the whole program, then you will understand that why and should be used, right? So you can see this that this program is going to be okay. Run this program. This is it's printing great, right? But more specific about your program, right? So your program is running to be more specific. So it's mostly 20, right? So this indicates that to get a B grade, the student should score more than 80 marks and less than 90 marks, right? So this is a must condition. This is not a can have condition where we use or. This is a must condition, right? So every line you should add this. So this will make your program more clean and error free, right? Change the marks to 75 and see. It's printing C grade, right? So this means that if you look at the flows, right, it would check each and every step and you check the marks for 90, 80, 70, 60, 50 and finding it for F grade, right? So, and where the condition becomes true, it stops at that condition, right? So suppose if marks is 75, right? So Python is going to check if marks is greater than equals to 90, no, it's false. Moves to next condition. Is the mark greater than 80 and less than 90? False condition. If the marks is greater than 70, yes, and the marks is well as less than 80, yes, both conditions are satisfied, then it will see and then it would move out. It would not check the rest of the conditions as it has got there, it has got its true value, right? So with the help of these comparison operators, yeah, these are called comparison operators, we have finally mapped the grade for each mask, right? So let's more specific about the and or conditions, right? So let's again take the example of voting systems, right? So if age is equals to 80, and if you are a citizen, its value is true. So citizen is basically a Boolean variable, and I've assigned its value as true, right? So let's put in its condition. If age is greater than or equal to 18 here, and citizen, that means and citizen means that condition is true. The person is a citizen is true. Then the person is which is 85. Now what if I put you false? If I put you false, then I need to change the conditions over here also. If age is less than 80, then the person is voter, or else the person is voter. So you can put the person is voter. Now let's change this to 70. Change to 70. So if 6 also is very so why 70 is less than 80? So why is it should write one word over here. So basically, if you write anything in variable form, so the Python automatically assumes that this condition should be true. And I have initialized the value of citizen as false, right? It does not matter. This condition is if you will only type the name of the Boolean variable, Python assumes that this should be true. So what if I put this 20 computer, right? So basically, I have told you about and but not about so condition of is not simple English. If you are a girl, then you are not a boy. If you are a boy, then you are a girl. So let's take a simple example. equals to means comparison operator. It will check that whether the age is equal to the number 18. Whereas single equal to sign means assignment operator, right? So this not is checking age is equals to 18. Yeah, it's true. And it would reverse the true condition to false, right? Not basically means it would reverse the given condition. If it's true, it will say that it's false. And if it's false, then it will say it's true. Right. So age is 18 years. I don't think it, yeah. As a whole, it has not meant anything. So it's putting this. This is how data works. It will change the true condition into false and the false condition into. So we want to something with one line. So see if it's 20 right. So it's because one of the condition is true, but the other condition is false, like 17 is not equals to 28. So why is it printing? Because that's not or over here. That means any both of the conditions should be true. If it had there been and over here, it won't print anything because one of the conditions is true. C. It's not printing anything. Right. So let's move back to for age is equals to 28. 20 is not less than 80. The other condition, age is equals to 28. Yeah. So, job, right? So, some of the concepts of if, and if, else, along with comparison operators and positive one, right? It is divided by 2. So use the modulus sign. It's the comparison operator. Double equals to sign means it's checking if the two conditions are equal or not. The remainder of 2 or the 0. If they both happen to be equal, then it would print the given statement. So let's check. Suppose my number is 10. Then 10 divided by 2, it leaves the remainder 0. And 0 is equals to 0. Yeah, so it would print positive. That's fine. 6 over here. It's positive. It's only 9 it would print negative. So common beginner level mistakes have been evident. One single equals to sign means assignment operators and double equals to sign means comparison operator. I can compare two things. So let's get a quick recap. If checks a condition, if the condition is true, I can execute the identity block. If it's false, I can skip that block. Else provided alternative block when the if condition is false. And elif allows us to check multiple conditions one after another. Also revise comparison operators by greater than, less than, greater than equals to, less than equals to, equals to. Yeah, this is equals to. So exclamation mark means not and equals to sign, right? And we have learned the logical operators like and help them to combine the conditions, right? So decision into applications of these different programs. So our program is same like checking if the numbers divisible by 2, but I want to only check the numbers, positive numbers which are divisible by 2. So first I have a condition if so, okay, inside the next line and I put another echo inside the check if the number is divisible by 2. This is right. Is which will give part of this quiz. So we will put this else in this line of else. So this line is good. Let's enter the number. It's printing that the number is negative, right? Positive line, and it's printing indivisible. Not divisible. And divisible by, because 12 is positive as well as divisible by 2. So I will so practice negatives and difference question. It's your fluency difference type of programs. And it is in Python 3.10. Right. So if you are using Python 2.9 or earlier versions, this feature won't work since we're using Python 3.13. So we can use this without any problem, right? So this immediately answers a question that why beginners have is are getting syntax error on the Python versions because they're using versions less than 9. Right? But if you have downloaded Python after seeing my videos, I need to download the version Python 3.13. So this would perfectly work. Right. So now let's start with the match case. Right? The previous topic we learned about if, else, and if statements. Right. So what do you learn there? Right? We learn how programs can make different decisions based on different conditions. Right? For example, we check number whether a student passed or fails, whether someone was eligible to vote, or how to assign grades, right? So today we are going to learn another way of making decisions in Python that is called match case statements, right? So now there's an important question, right? If we already have if else, why did Python introduce match case? So basically the answer is very simple. Sometimes we need to compare one variable against many fixed values. So using many if statements makes the code longer and harder to read. But the match case provides a cleaner and more organized solution for a programming. So let's give you a brief introduction for match case. Let's check it chain, right? So it has different menus, like suppose fit balance. Using if, elif, and else. Right. So if my choice is choice is equals to right. So and when the conditions are small, So it press 5 and option for 5, then this message will get pointed to him. So let's run this code, right? Let's run this. Choice is 2, so important thing would get printed. Withdraw money option will get printed if suppose my choice was 3. So yeah, deposit money option will get selected. If my choice is 4, exit will get printed. If it's 1, check balance will get printed, right? Suppose if it's 5, then wrong option will get printed. The else case will get printed as I don't have any option that works for 5, right? So this works perfectly. There is nothing wrong with this program. But imagine instead of 4 options, your program has 20 options. Your program has 100 options, right? Your code becomes very long. I think it's used to match case to solve exactly the problem, the same problem. Right? So syntax for match case will be as follows. Choices. So syntax for this with, with the variable choice, I want to change the options my users are going to enter, right? So case 1, it means choice 1. So balance is 2. It's not these options and it's 5 or 6. So as a default case for that, it's as default. This I will tell you about the default option. Let's take this. As it would get a bit confusing. So my enter choice is 2, that's why it's printing withdraw money. Let's change the enter choice to 4. It would print exit, right? So, so this is called the match expression, right? If my if my choice was 1, it would have checked, it would have printed check balance, right? So if we follow the syntax now, I want to change the match case syntax. Right, so set is a variable for f and its value is 2. And I will let it be by a match f, right? So it's printing withdraw money because f is 2. Change f to 4, it will print exit, right? So basically, this is based on the match case runs on the variable that you are choosing with which to work on it. It can be any variable of your choice, right? So Python takes the value stored inside choice Then it compares it with every case, and as soon as the Python finds a case, it executes that block and stops the remaining cases. So if you will understand it with the flow, now my choice is 4, right? So it will the match case 1. Now it will see for case 1. Case 1 is not matching with 4. Leave it. Case 2 is not matching with 4. Leave it. Case 3 is not matching with 4. Leave it. Case 4 is matching with choice as its value is 4 and the case is 4. So it would print exit over here, right? It would execute this line and it would print the line. Right? And notice something very important that Python checks the cases one by one, right? The first matching case is executed, the remaining cases are ignored. Suppose if I had put here and run it, it would print withdraw money. As soon as its game gets its matching case, it ignores the rest of the cases, right? Now, what if my enter choice was 10, right? So I don't have anything for case 10, right? So what would happen if the user enters 10? So there is no case 10. What should happen? So just like there is an else, there is an else in the if statement, matches also provides a default case and it's written as an underscore, right? So we will write for default case, we need to write like this, case underscore. This means default case. If none of the options are matching, this would get printed. So now let's run it. It's invalid choice because my enter choice was right. So the underscore acts like an else block. It only runs when none of the various cases match. Right. Now let's make something more interesting. Right. Let's make the user enter its choice. Right. This is what it would print. If the choice is true, print usually. The choice is true. The choice is 4, then Thursday, simply list of the dates. It's 5, it's Friday, it's 6, Saturday, it's right. And what is the response and invalid choice? You can try and make this program for months of a year, right? Let's run this. Let's enter the day of the week, 5. It will print Friday. Let's enter 1. It will print day. Let's enter 8. It will print invalid choice. Why? Because I don't have a case A. Strings now. Strings. Suppose if the string you enter the name of the student, the string to be its workcase. So whether the user enters capital or small, it doesn't matter. So right. So the first case being if I have five students with the first case being let second case be large. I mean, if it's simple, it would. If I entered all the event, all the letters of the word needed in capital, it's still pretty good because I converted it into lowercase and my case was for lowercase April, right? I will speak again. Right. In proper case, R in capital is zero. Strings, not just integers, it can compare strings, it can compare float. So that's this is flexible, right? Let's learn about how to put multiple values in the match case, right? So let's print the positive list. the value matches, that case gets executed, right? Now, the biggest question is, should we stop using if else? Like, absolutely not. We draw comparison, like checking age, checking salary, checking marks, assigning grades. If else is best, right? Use match case when you have choice, like ATM, like days of a week, like months of a year. Like, so match case is best when you're comparing one variable against many fixed values. Like, now suppose you have to design a menu for a restaurant. In choice one, the option is pizza. That's one piece rupees 250, right? So let's show an example. Choice one is $10. So keep it like this. If in case two, $5. Right? So this is how you can also print the menu of a restaurant. Try this at home, right? In case also, don't miss the indentations, right? It will show error, like in minus because the case, the first case is not aligning the indentation of the second case. There is one. So indentations is a very good practice. So let's quickly recap what we have learned so far. Match case compares one variable against multiple possible values. Each case represents one possible value. Python checks the cases by one, right? So the first matching case executes and the rest does it. The case underscore, it acts as an else block. It acts as a default value. If none of the cases are true, then this default case is printed, right? So match case works with numbers and strings, right? Multiple values can be combined using the OR operator or the standing bar operator, right? And remember this one simple rule that use if else for conditions and comparisons and use match case when checking one variable against many fixed values, right? So as you write larger programs, choosing the right control structure will make your code easier to read and maintain. Right. And for your homework, you can make a calculator menu, right? In choice, if the choice is one, it would add. If the choice is two, it would subtract. If the choice is three, it would multiply. And if the choice is four, it would divide. Right. So these are the homework you can practice.